Happy Wellness Wednesday, crew. It's your girl E and her copper cup. Sip, sip.
Love it.
So, I'm having my nice alkaline water today, as you can see. And of course, as always, the copper cup. But I have so much excitement today. I have a special guest. Her name is Lori Higley, and we will be speaking on essential healing oils.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Lori.
Hi, everybody. Great to see you. We're excited.
We are. We're so excited. We're smelling good. We're feeling good. We're
Feeling
looking good. And we're just living. So, Lori and I met last October on a women's retreat. And how did we meet, Lori?
We took a boat ride.
Mm-hmm.
Great minds think alike.
Yep. Oh, but wait, the first night is when we met because they did like a bonfire.
Yes.
And you and Ashley were walking.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, somebody have on essential oils. I could smell it.
Yeah.
And Ashley, she really puts hers on. And she was like, it's me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was able to name some of the oils that she had on. And then we clicked, and then you tell the rest.
Yeah, so we were by the bonfire and having a lovely time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a women's conference at Silver Bay.
Yes.
And everybody really needed it after COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the theme of the concert?
Oh my
God. Hope for a Woman's Heart.
Yes, I knew it was with heart, as you can see my heart.
So, yes.
Oh, my roses are blonde.
So then we decided we had the option of going out on a boat ride if we wanted to.
The next day.
Yeah. And it truly is a Silver Bay.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
It's beautiful.
It was just breathtaking.
So Eve was sitting there with her orange hat on, rocking it like no tomorrow. And I have my healing background of knowing what color means and what chakra that is, and that she's open to relationships and having fun. And so we just clicked.
Yeah.
So you asked me to come in and talk about essential oils at her Wellness Wednesdays. And I said, oh, I would love to.
Yeah.
So since we met at a women's retreat,
mm-hmm.
I thought, I bet she would really enjoy talking about scripture oils.
Yes.
Yeah. So
anything biblical, that's
mm-hmm.
my passion.
Yeah. And mine too. And that's really where I got started using them. Is I would read the Bible, and there were so many amazing stories of how natural essential oils were used in so many areas. Frankincense and myrrh were brought to the Christ child.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why? I would always think, why? Why those?
Yeah.
And I thought, and why don't we have those today? And where can we get them?
I know.
And so it started my journey of inquiring about plants as our medicine, because I was wondering why we didn't use just pure plants. So long story short, I learned about essential oils when I worked in a spa, and I had an experience of not being exposed to very good ones. And I thought, why would people even use these? They don't even smell like what their name is on the outside of the bottle.
Right.
And then I was beginning a journey of becoming a healing touch practitioner, and I thought, I would like oils to complement that.
Oh.
Yeah. And, beautiful together.
Yeah.
So I had a friend knew what I was doing with healing touch, and she said, I learned about these oils and they were like the real thing.
Yep.
And so that was it. I started using them, and then felt just a natural desire that people needed to know about these and to share them with others.
So that was awesome.
Yeah.
And here we are.
So.
And I've been using oils for years, many, many years. And even when, I took care of my mom and dad, I would put, especially because their body was in pain, peppermint, and it would just help them. I can't even explain, it's years, but just the history on oils, and I knew which ones to use on them. And I'll even share really a quick story. Yeah. When I knew it was coming time for my mom transition, I she told me for 2 weeks that she was going home, but not
Aw.
with me. And I knew, I was like, oh gosh, she's leaving. And I knew I wanted to anoint her body, and I anointed her body with the spikenard oil.
Oh, well, that was wise
Yeah,
of you, because
yes. It came in my spirit to anoint her body. And I did. And I remember there was an aide, or she was a nurse, and because spikenard oil is really loud, it lit up the whole floor.
Mhm.
There was one person who was a believer who knew what it was, and she came and she said, can I pray with you as you pray for your mom?
Aw.
And I was like, yes. And I was like, wow, and I was so happy she knew the knowledge that the spikenard oil was preparing her. And I believe it was a day or two, and then my mom, she went peacefully.
That's
And
beautiful.
I was with her.
Aw.
Yeah, so.
And that's how I've always felt, is that
Mhm.
they're leading us home.
Oh, yes.
Smell.
Yeah.
Scent.
Yes.
Doesn't it make sense?
Oh, of course. Just gotta tap in and use your wisdom and know.
I have chills from that story.
Oh, thanks. That's such a special story.
Yeah, and I've had similar experiences without going too into it.
Mhm.
Today, my brother passed away. I used it on him, frankincense, directly into his pick line, actually.
Ooh.
And I saw his complete countenance change from that.
Wow.
So he too went home with those in his system.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so did my father-in-law. I would put
Mhm.
longevity on
Mhm.
his bald head, because it's a perfect place to put oils.
Oh, yes,
Just
definitely.
put them right on. So
that crown.
I thought, yeah, it's amazing. And once
Mhm.
you understand chakras, it becomes even more
Yeah.
amazing what you can learn. But oils are vibrational medicine.
Yes.
And we were talking too that color is vibrational
Yeah.
medicine, and music.
Yes, we have our nice music.
Yeah.
I'm feeling royal today.
Yes. And purple is
And
royal
purple
color.
is royal.
Yeah.
And we all know who had on royal as they love. Yeshua. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Lori has on navy.
Yes.
And tell them about navy.
So navy is basically why policemen wear navy, is
Mhm.
because it represents integrity and honesty, and it's a very good interview color. And also, you'll see navy and business suits, and it really, that's the message that it delivers, is integrity and honesty. That's what navy is.
Yes.
So you can follow all sorts of theories on color there.
Yeah.
So we could talk all day.
We could.
So-
And I should tell everybody, now you see why E always have on bright colors.
Yeah.
Sunshine.
And
And
that's
that's good.
what your orange hat did for me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I think that she looks so awesome. We were on a boat ride in the rustic Adirondacks, and she's rocking this stylish hat.
And my orange vest. Yeah. Yeah, just, that was so nice.
So-
There's pictures up, guys. Some of you have seen, but
Yeah.
you can always go back and check them out on the page.
So I have
Mhm.
two wonderful sources of information here that anyone can have if you email me. And one's on the household and daily uses of the scripture oils. And I have a whole nother series of information on scriptural and emotional uses for essential oils. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of information. We're just going to touch on some really interesting oils today that I do have on hand. Some of them, I don't have all of them here, but the ones I do we'll talk about, and just give a little information on the body system,
Yeah.
like what our everyday uses they could be used for, and just how lovely they can be. And I'll let E smell them, because I know we can't share that with you.
Yeah.
But the first one is sandalwood, which I do not have with me, but I think most people know what sandalwood is because it's in a lot of skincare products.
Oh, yes.
Especially men's.
Oh, yeah.
And so you've heard of sandalwood.
Oh, of course. I use it.
Okay, yeah.
I use everything.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just actually one of the pricier oils.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what makes the kit so wonderful, is that anything with Young Living is discounted, but it's a kit. So it's a good way to get sandalwood where you don't have to get it on its own.
Right.
So the brainstem, which is right here in the back of the neck, is one area that I really highly encourage people to use and apply the oils. And also the bottoms of the feet.
Yes.
And show them how you showed me that you apply your oils.
Oh, okay. So, of course, once I put mine on in the morning before leaving out, I put it on my clothing,
Mm-hmm.
and I just go down my whole body.
Yeah, and that's really working in your biofield.
Yeah, yeah. And I ask Adonai to please protect me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and Adonai is God.
Yes.
I know, sometimes I speak Hebrew.
It's definitely different names.
Yes,
and not everybody knows all the many
names.
names.
Yeah.
So what's really wonderful about sandalwood is that it's grounding.
Mm-hmm.
So in another place I wanted to add it is around your ears. There's a lot of amazing, what they call auricular points around the ears for emotional oils. So you can apply there as well, especially a sandalwood oil because it is grounding.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful deep meditation, like really deep meditation. And it's also a skin oil. So like if you had an open wound, I wouldn't think of this I wouldn't have thought of this, I should say, unless I really read that whole long explanation of how to use it. And I was like, directly on a wound, you can use it because it's a skin oil. So once you know your body system, you can think, what system is it? And then you apply accordingly. So even a deep open wound could handle sandalwood. And I would not say open or put it directly in it, but around it.
Yeah.
The perimeter of it.
Yeah.
So that it kind of seeps in around and then into the area.
And it works its way to heal.
Yeah, and it's considered an oil for sexuality and sensuality because I think whenever you think of anything that makes us calm, it kind of makes the body work the way it's supposed to work, you know?
Yes.
So, and the emotions that are involved with sandalwood are to overcome fear and when you want to surrender.
Yeah.
So if you want to start your day in using sandalwood, you can say, "Oh, I'll use sandalwood, and nothing. I will fear nothing today.
No fear.
No, nothing will come against me.
No fear.
If God is for me, who can be against me?" Right?
Exactly.
And then there actually is an oil called Surrender, and sandalwood's in it.
Wow.
So that's sandalwood. So the next one I have, and I will let you smell because I do have the bottle.
Okay.
It's cassia, which is another name, a biblical and ancient name for cinnamon. And that's really sweet, isn't
nice. It? Yeah. I can smell the cinnamon.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now we have vanilla that Young Living started to make. So you can take a little dab will do you in like a cup of coffee. Maybe not even a drop of cinnamon, but like a toothpick and a little vanilla and just swish it into your drink. And you'll get that cinnamon vanilla flavor.
Ah, you hear that,
in a
crew?
Smoothie.
That's good info.
Yeah.
I hope you have your pen and paper taking notes.
Yeah, and if you don't, it's okay because I can send you out the notes because they're lengthy and wonderful. So much information. So cassia or cinnamon is considered a hot oil. So if you put it on your skin directly, it would burn it. So you want to add a carrier oil. Yes. And so that's why I tell people put them on your feet. You could put a cassia directly on the bottoms of your feet where it won't be so intense and it won't burn you because they're calloused.
Right.
Yeah.
And we should elaborate that a carrier oil could be like coconut oil, vitamin D, olive oil. Just you can mix it with one of those oils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Olive oil, coconut oil, almond, any of them.
Almond, all.
So cassia, I always tell people, just eat cinnamon wherever you can because it has so many properties for your immune system, circulatory system, your heart.
Yes.
And if you're sluggish in the morning, cinnamon.
Yep.
And you can add a little bit to your coffee. You can actually put the cinnamon drops right into your coffee grounds. My sister-in-law would always put ground cinnamon in her coffee. And it was delicious. And I thought, why don't we all do that? So you can actually even add the oil.
I put a little in my smoothies.
Yeah, anything like that.
That's good.
And if you want, so it's interesting about cassia, the emotional aspect of it is to release from ancient times of powerlessness and enslavement and control.
Wow.
So if you want to be released from those kind of emotional strongholds, cinnamon. Isn't that fascinating?
That is.
Yeah.
And it's masculine. It's very, very strong cinnamon.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Oh, You hear
Yeah.
that, crew?
Yeah, the more you look into this, the more it's like,
Yeah.
wow. These are so ancient. So it's nothing
Yes.
new. This is nothing new under the sun. This is very, very old.
Biblical.
And what does God call himself? The Ancient of Days.
Yes.
The
Yep.
Ancient of Days.
Ancient of Days. It's all in your Torah. It's all in your Bible. You just got to do your homework.
Yeah.
Wait.
So
Okay.
cedarwood.
Oh yeah, this is one I.
So
yeah.
did you know that the temple in Jerusalem is made from cedarwood? The
yes,
wood. Yeah.
the wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. So cool. Huh?
I know.
I'm like,
and I wear this one all the time.
Yeah, cedarwood is known to be really grounding.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the stories that's come down through the ages is that animals would go to cedarwood trees, because it would calm them. They knew intuitively that the cedar trees were calming. And if you go anywhere, and this is so true, I've proven it over and over, to an area where you see cedarwood trees, and a lot of time it's campgrounds or quiet places, there'll be rows and rows of cedars. And you'll be like, why does it feel so amazing here?
Mm-hmm.
And it's because there's a mass planting of cedarwood.
Isn't that something?
It is.
Huh.
So
learn something new every day, crew.
So some of the benefits are steadiness. If you need steadiness, balance, prayer, meditation, security, and also a decongestant. Yeah. And you said when you put it on, you're like, what's going on? I'm coughing. And I'm like, it's their anti-kachara, which means it breaks up congestion and brings it up out of your immune system. And
then it was gone.
Yeah.
I stopped coughing.
Isn't it great that that's how our bodies work?
It
gets rid of the things that don't serve us.
Be gone.
Yes, be gone. And so the next one is cypress, which I do not have with me to smell.
It's all right.
But I'll tell you a little bit about the systems of the body that it works for. Circulation.
Oh.
So
a lot of people need that.
Yeah, especially you work with the elderly so often. So that would be a really key oil. Digestive system, urinary system, and integumentary. I always don't say that quite right, but it's the skin. The skin system. Yeah. And cramping. So if you knew somebody who was having menstrual cramps, times of transition, someone passing over, a new move, a new experience, meeting a new person, any kind of transition. Yeah. It's a really great oil to have. And breakups, insomnia, nosebleeds, cramping again. So cypress.
A lot of that's really fear.
Yeah.
And the cypress can help you.
Yeah. It's really,
you gotta have faith. If you have faith, you should not have any fear inside of you.
It's the opposite of faith is fear. Yeah. Fear is the opposite of faith.
Exactly.
So it's quite amazing how this has been known for.
The paper was high so they can't see your beautiful face.
Oh. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the next one is frankincense, of which I do not have, but you might. But it's okay. Yeah. You know what it smells like. It is beautiful.
Always using it.
Very broad spectrum, head to toe. Anything that you got going on, use frankincense. Yeah. They call it the father of all oils. Yeah. And so when I first heard about it in the Bible, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to have this. And so it's good for mood, depression, and the opposite of depression is expression. Yes. And so that's just good to know. Oh yeah. When you're using frankincense so that it can lift you up out of a mood and into a meditative state, and it slows the breath. So when we slow down and calm down, we think better, we speak better, we do everything better. Exactly.
I would like to point out when Heather was here a week ago with the Essential, she introduced the frankincense to the ladies, and she also explained how it was good for underneath the eyes, for wrinkles, and just
it's considered a skin oil.
Oh yeah,
the same.
And we want to stay young and looking good, crew.
Right? Exactly. Who doesn't? And naturally.
Yeah,
without side effects.
I know.
And so what I love about it even more is that you put it on your face in the morning for your skin, and then it's an antidepressant.
Yeah.
It's good for that. So it's good everywhere, and it brings up anything that doesn't serve you. So it's just like, it works for everything.
Oh, exactly where I would say, to God be all the glory.
Yes, exactly.
Always give him all the glory.
Like, and this is what he's made and given us. And so use it.
I'm trying to tell people.
Yeah. So it's just old knowledge coming back that we're really appreciating in the modern days. Galbanum is another one. I do not have the actual bottle with me, but the important thing to know about galbanum is extreme emotions. And if you're having very deep and very difficult emotions, and this is a very ancient oil, and somebody said that they had used this working on someone, and she just saw things so differently. Because she said there is something so ancient about it. It puts you in touch with yourself and with others. So galbanum is a really powerful oil. The next one you'll appreciate too is hyssop. Have you heard of that one?
Yes.
What do you know about hyssop?
Well, hyssop is good for everything pretty much. And of course I have, as you were looking at all my jars over there, so I'll have like some tea, the leaves on my floor.
Oh yeah. And you can,
for everything.
Yeah, it's considered a cleansing herb. So if something doesn't serve you and you want to out, hyssop.
Be gone.
Be gone.
That's my thing.
And it really doesn't matter what it is. It's an emotion or a pain or a cough or anything that you just would like to leave.
If it doesn't serve you, it needs to go.
Yes.
So,
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So interesting little note. It's great for type A's, they say, because sometimes type A's are really over sensitive maybe, or over intense, or whatever it might be, and just to let go. Let it go. See, let it go. Another principle there. Let it go. Just let it go. So respiratory as well. And so when the word that we shared earlier was when you have phlegm, it's considered catarrh. And so when your body gets rid of something, it'll come out in tears or sweat or a breakout, or phlegm will come up and come out, just like when we have a cold. And that is when something's anti-catarrhal, just releases, it comes out. And that's how you'll notice that it's working. And we experienced it when we started, because we got all oiled up before we sat down. So the next one,
in here.
is myrrh. And myrrh,
Another
I will let you
favorite.
smell that.
That's another favorite.
And this is the thickest oil. They call
It is thick. I can feel it.
Yeah, sticky and thick, and it's hard to get out of the bottle. So you have to have patience on the days that you're using myrrh, or add a carrier oil to it and put it in a roll-on or something like that, so that it just rolls right out more comfortably. But you can take a bath in it too.
Speaking of baths, do you all know that Queen Esther bathed in myrrh before she went to see the king? Do your homework. Read about Queen Esther. That's in your Torah. That's in your Bible too.
Yes. And that was another story that I love Queen Esther and her story, that she basically restored the Jewish nation.
Yes.
And she bathed in the oils. And when they're prepared, so there's obviously something besides just scent that's built into them, so you trust what it is that's in them, and
give her the strength to go. So
myrrh helps to talk about emotions. It brings them up and helps them to come out. So it's kind of like it gets things moving too. It's stops the emotions of feeling stuck, so it opens you up so that you keep moving. And wouldn't that be perfect for her to keep that whole country moving, or nation? So some little tidbits of how you could use it for everyday use would be gums and gingivitis and canker sores. Isn't that interesting? Be gone. Another one, So myrtle, this one's really interesting and a really interesting scent. I think it has a lot of
I can smell quite a bit.
like a eucalyptus kind of notes to it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
This is beautiful diffused.
I'm sure.
Yeah. And on the emotional level, myrtle can be used for anger release on the liver.
Pretty face.
Oh, thank you for keeping me. Yeah. And hormonal balance.
Yes.
For myrtle. And it's a pain reliever. Who knew that it can
Isn't
be used for
that
pain?
something?
Yeah. And another thing, so emotions are very much linked to how we feel physically.
Yes.
So when you address the emotions, a lot of physical things can depart.
Yeah.
And the last one I have that I've commented on is Ankya. Yeah, it's a different one. But it's kind of in the cinnamon family, wouldn't you say? Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And what this is really known for is